Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street in Woonsocket. This is WOON AM and FM.
WOON Woonsocket.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
It's Coffee Ann here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us this morning on this Wednesday. It's July the 8th, 2026. My name's Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us. And with me today on the Coffee Ann program, Melissa Smith is here. Hi, Melissa.
Good morning.
And Tim Draper. Hi, Tim.
Greetings and salutations all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I feel like last week we missed that. I feel like you didn't say that last
No,
week.
I believe he did. I believe he did.
Oh, because at the end of the show I was like, oh, wait, now you can't say it. It's the end of the show. It's not a way to close the show. So
That's true.
No,
Good point.
everything was all good.
I must have just been in a fog when we opened last week. In a fog.
All right.
Oh, yes, I'm
Well,
very off-center. Well, that's okay.
Oh, that
I'm
looks
always
fine.
a little bit off. It's fine.
Well, while you're off, give us a first message from the St. Antoine communities, please,
Yeah,
Melissa.
so for those of you that don't know a lot about St. Antoine Community and all the services available on our property, we offer a full continuum of care for loved ones that may need just some additional medical support, maybe some assistance from a CNA or a nurse to get through their activities of daily living. So on our property, we have an assisted living, we have short and long-term skill care, we have 2 levels of memory care, and we have a wonderful state-of-the-art rehab facility. So if you're interested in learning more about all the levels of care that we offer on our property, or maybe where your loved one may receive the best support, I encourage you to either jump on our website, www.santantoine.net, or reach out to me. I'd be happy to walk you through your options and kind of assess your needs. You can reach me at 401-767-3500 or email me at msmith@santantoine.net.
All right, Melissa, thanks. So, this is the first time we've gotten together since the 4th of July Arnold Mills Parade. Yes. Tim, nice job. You and Bill Murray doing the broadcasting of that. The big question I have was, when the apple pie was thrown to you, did you catch it?
I did, and it is in my lunch bag for this afternoon.
You haven't eaten it yet. Okay.
I'm going to eat it
One of those
this afternoon.
very small. Who
like
makes
a table
those?
talk
You know,
pie.
that's
I
like
don't remember
4
who
days
it was,
old, right? I'm just with this like
was in a-
Saturday, Sunday,
it's in a box.
Monday, Tuesday.
It's in a box, so it's like table
You buy
talk.
them at the supermarkets, but it's not Table Talk.
No, it's not.
It's somebody else. And I said, I've seen
I
those
could go
before.
get it and tell you.
No, I'm not that interested.
Did you notice he didn't offer us any? He's like, it's in his
You
car.
should
He
see
can
it.
bring it out.
It's
We
my
can sample
lunch.
it.
It's 2 bites. It's gone. This thing is tiny. But you did catch it. So I was going, and then I was going to ask you if you've eaten it yet, so you can eat it today.
Yep, I'm going to have it today.
Now,
It's not
Melissa,
that old.
your both daughters or one daughter ran the race?
Oh, so just one.
Just one.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
the older one or the younger one?
The older one.
Okay.
Yep. It was a concocted plan by her friend Grace, who lives in Cumberland, but they've become best of friends at college.
Okay.
And so 10 days prior to the race, Grace calls my daughter and is like,
Let's do this.
hey, I have a great idea.
I have a great
It's a
idea.
tradition in my town, and I've never actually run it, but I think it'd be fun for us to do. Now, these are two...
In only 100-degree heat.
These are 2 kids that are 1 year removed from their glory days of high school sports.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So
Okay.
it's sort of that first year away where...
Freshman deconditioning.
You
is what
certainly
they call
don't
it.
have 5 days a week of practices and conditioning that kind of carry you through the
Depends
high
on
school
what you
sports
practice.
eras.
She didn't put on the freshman 15, did she?
You know, we don't talk about that with girls.
Well, that's why she's
girls
not
don't
here.
Love that
I know.
conversation.
Well, that's why I'm not asking her while she's here. I'm asking her mom.
I wouldn't say 15. I would say her
Okay.
habits have changed.
There we go.
Okay.
There's a
And this
politically
new
correct
era
way of
of
saying
young
it.
people are all into weightlifting, and that is really her focus. She's all
Really?
into toning up and being strong.
Okay.
So she's just so. Anyways, conditioning for her used to be stamina to run forever and never fatigue. Soccer, lacrosse, you have to
good cardio.
Right.
Yeah.
And she does club lacrosse in college, but that's like
It's not
casual,
this- it's
right?
not
That's
this.
like
This
2
is-
days a week of practices, more like hanging out, couple games, like it's fun. So yeah, this idea, 10 days notice. She was
we're
like,
gonna
sure,
run
I can
4
do
miles.
that. So
Okay.
out of the gate started trying
Uh-oh.
to run 4 miles. There was also some confusion from Grace saying initially, oh, it's only a 2-mile race. And,
Yeah, no.
and my kid's like, yeah, I can can bang out 2 miles, no problem. And then first day at the gym was like, oh dear God. So it became like every day. She has an internship in the morning. Can't wear heels.
Yep.
Have to wear sneakers. My calves are killing me. Like, she was a mess. And sure enough, whatever. She made it through the 10 days getting up to the race Friday night. I just share with Tim off the air, did like a hangout with a bunch of friends prior to the race on Saturday. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
And I was like, geez, make sure you get to bed at a decent time. You got to get up early in the morning. Make sure you hydrate. Don't be stupid. All of those.
All the mom things.
Yeah, we're just completely ignored. Like, stayed up until 2, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Did not
These
drink
are great
water.
life lessons, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
They are experiential lessons. That's
But
what
made
they
it
are.
through. So long-winded way of saying made it through. Proud of her.
So
out
she
of the
finished.
4 miles, yeah, she
Okay,
finished.
good.
Out of the
Okay,
4
good.
miles, I would say probably ran 3.
Okay,
They
little
admittedly
walking.
walked some stretches. The stretches that were the hardest were the
Up the
Nate
hill.
Whipple Highway,
Yeah.
going up and
the
in the
hill.
direct
Oof.
sun.
Yeah.
Once you hit shade and there was a little breeze, everybody was fine. But I have to tell you, as a spectator on the side, there was a couple times that the golf carts EMS were going
Yeah.
up the street, and I'm like, oh
Uh-oh.
God, please let
Don't-
that not be our
don't
kid.
let that be.
There was a lot of people throwing up and a lot
the
of people
heat.
passing out from the
Yeah.
heat. So those that did get through and unscathed, congrats to you all. But I did feel bad. There was a lot of people cramping up and there was a lot of people dropping. And we were also talking off the air about there being some little kids that ran the race, which I love that idea. Like joining your mom and dad, like active habits, all the things. But some of those kids got a little sick on the sidelines, and I felt bad about that because
Their tummies were erupting, I think you said.
I said their tummies were erupting. They just are. Their bodies are not ready for that.
Oh, right. It's too
The
intense.
distance, maybe they're kids. They could probably run 10 miles without
Right.
even. But it was exceptionally hot and
Yeah.
humid, and maybe they weren't quite ready for that.
So, does she want to do it next year?
Yeah, so it's grown into like a big idea. Now it's become my youngest, who was there with us, was like, I can do this.
Let's bring
and
more
then
friends,
my husband,
and
who
now-
does
now
run
it's a
every
group.
day, and then Grace's dad were like, we can do this. And of course, they were more admiring all of the men that were there with their fancy outfits, like the,
Oh, yeah.
the
There
red,
were a
white,
lot of
blue
them. Yep.
socks, and then
Oh,
the
okay,
bandanas and the
okay.
capes.
Yeah.
So they're concocting theme outfits. That's embarrassing the girls. So it's next year's gonna be a lot of fun.
Awesome. I can't wait.
So yeah, it'll be
Like-
great. I embarrassingly, not to take over the show.
Oh, no.
We lived in Cumberland.
When does that ever happen?
If anybody wants to call in and say, Melissa, shut up, please do that,
No.
because then that'll be my cue and I will button up. We lived in Cumberland for the first half of our marriage, so about 10, 12 years before we moved. And we learned, this friend of my daughter's, Grace, actually, they both lived, we were one street away from each other
No
for the
kidding.
first 10 years of their
Wow.
lives as babies. We probably passed each other in carriages. But they remained in Cumberland. They had moved off the street where we were. And they were asking us after the race, like, how come you've never come? And what? And it's like, oh my gosh, we missed out on this all the years that we lived in town. It is amazing.
It was always there.
It was always there. It was advertised, but we used to visit my family in the Berkshires every
Oh, well,
4th of
yeah.
July.
Oh,
So
okay.
my head was always, can't do it. We're going.
going there.
But now that the kids are older and we don't do that as much, and a lot of my family has, aged and passed away, and all the things that we used to visit, I think this is my new tradition,
Yeah.
and I
It's-
can
Oh,
see
there
us
you go.
really kind of latching to it. It was fun.
It's fun. I've been I think Bill asked me on the broadcast
Yeah.
how long I've been going to the parade. When he moved into Cumberland in '65, I was born in '65, but I think I've been to that parade every year since. I mean, a handful of years I probably don't go because we're just on a vacation or something, so
Yeah.
I might have missed it. But for the most part, if I'm here, I generally go. And I got grandkids, so they want to go.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's a fun parade, and I was helping out with the road race registration in the morning, and it's amazing. They had 880 something people pre-registered for the road race, which is a huge number. And then I think the bib numbers ran out from the day of registrations at 970 something, I think.
Wow.
So that's how many people had registered for the race. Now, they all didn't run because there's a lot of bibs that were left. I think the heat scared a lot
Scared
of people
people
away.
off, and so they didn't run. But again, it is a really, it's $40. It goes to the parade committee and helps offset the cost of the timing system and stuff that they have. It's a real professional event, right?
Yeah.
The bibs are all, barcoded, so you get your official times when you're running the race, and it's really good. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of activity there in the morning. And when we got there,
Yeah.
the EMS had set up their giant their cooling stations. So they have these two giant fans that they fill with water in these tubs, and then
Misting.
the misting stations. And
Yeah.
that was well attended in the early in the morning.
That was. So feedback. Who makes the shirts?
So the shirts, I don't know who are made, but they're ordered by the race committee. So Steve Mazzone and Tom Kenwood.
Okay.
Do
Not
this.
a criticism, because I thought the designs were great, and the sponsorship layouts on the back of it were great. Feedback from college age girls were like, this color is so hideous, and they really should seek counsel from
the
cool
fashion
hip
police
people to give them some ideas on a shirt for next year.
Right. We'll let Steve know on the feedback on that.
They felt it was flesh. The color was like flesh color.
It actually was.
It was kind of like a sand.
Okay.
Yeah.
The material's great because it's breathable. Like, it's got that moisture wicking.
Okay.
My friend Pete and I kept saying to ourselves, like, what are they're giving these T-shirts away to people before the race? What are they going to do with them during the race? Are they going to take them back to their cars? They got to, maybe there should be a pickup point after the race. When you're done, just grab your T-shirt and go.
Yeah.
Because I guess you get a medal.
You get a medal. They loved the medal. Like, this is now going to be. What they loved about the medal.
It's like a Flavor Flav size.
It's huge.
Medal.
Is it a participation medal?
I think so, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
It's finished the race.
It is.
That's good.
I'll show
6
it to
inches
you.
or so.
My pictures in a minute. But what they loved is it didn't say the distance. So, of course, like, my husband and I and Grace's parents and neighbors or whatever were talking about the fact that, like, now that you've completed this race, 4 miles, like, in the heat, 4th of July weekend, like, you can elevate the story now. Like, none of your friends from college are going to know the race that you ran.
Oh, now it's 26 miles.
So now it's right.
It's a marathon.
They're looking at the medal, and nowhere on the medal does it say how far the race was, how the distance of it. So
it just says road race, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So they're going to really elevate that story to another level and make it a little extra theatrical.
Perfectly acceptable.
That's what I said. So great job on the medals. I feel like for someone who first-time race goer, my kid was pumped.
That's that's so funny. Well, I'm glad she enjoyed herself.
She did.
At the first one.
She did.
Look, now I grew up in Cumberland too. We didn't move to Cumberland until 1970, so I probably didn't go until like 1972. But I always wanted to run in the race,
and I'm telling me to shut up.
I'll get to it in a minute. But I was like 9, and I said, I went to my parents. I'd like to run in the race, and I was told, talk about a lie, you can't. You're too young. Oh, all right. Now the real reason is they didn't want to bring me. They weren't running. They didn't run. They didn't want to bring me down there that early in the morning.
Right.
So, but then as time went on, interest fell off, and I didn't want to run it anymore. Now I'm down there.
Yeah.
I'm watching all these 9-year-olds running in the race. And I go, there's no age limit.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks, Mom.
I will be interested to see that this was the 100th anniversary of the parade, so it was a special parade, and they did a real big outreach to get people to build floats and stuff. I haven't seen this many floats in that parade in forever.
It was great.
And they were good.
And they were good.
They were good.
I'm wondering if this sparks interest for people for the next few years. Everybody wants to do a float.
Yeah.
Every organization wants to. The Republican Town Committee in Cumberland had a float.
That was impressive too. Is that the way the
what
people?
What did he do?
Yeah, but the Democratic Town Committee always has a float. The Cumberland Town Committee's been absent from every parade that I can remember, but they had a float, and some of the neighborhoods had a float parodying Arrested Development, so they had a theme for their group.
Okay.
It was nice to see that sort of community come together, and these pockets of people do the floats. Phantom Farms had a great float.
They had a great. I did see that one.
Brad Dean had a great float. I mean, Sterry Street Trucking literally provided the flatbeds for almost every float that they needed a float for. So that was really impressive for those guys.
All right, we did have a note called in. We're going to get to that. It's got nothing about you, Melissa, tell Melissa to shut up.
I'm going to surrender my second message because I feel like all I've done is.
Well, we do have to get a second message from
question.
St. Antoine Communities, and then we'll come back, and then the note is directed towards you, but it's got nothing to do about being quiet. So there's a little tease. So message from St. Antoine Communities, then we'll take a break, and then we'll be back.
So I just want to share. So next week I'm actually not here. I'll be away on vacation, but Robin Notarer will be in my absence. Very excited to come back and say hi to you guys. And I'm that's my lead-in a sense to just kind of share that Robin's and my job is very much managing all the admissions for St. Antoine community and educating families on all the levels of care that we have to offer. But it's also really important that we share with folks that there are waiting lists at every level of care. So the hardest part of our job is getting calls from families needing immediate help, especially for memory care. The number is really growing of folks that are seeking support, caring for someone with dementia. And usually what happens is you just hit a point where you can no longer do it and you're overwhelmed and tired, and you're reaching out thinking, we can help you right away and we want to, but we can't always. So this message is really to advise you, come out now ahead of that ultimate emergency moment, get some information, get an understanding of the admission process, plan. So that way, you get a name on a waiting list. Even if you're not ready when we call you, you just go back to the bottom of that waiting list. Again, for whatever reason right now, normally winter is our peak time of admissions. Usually there's some kind of, winter emergency illness, pneumonia, a fall on the ice, whatever that kind of sparks that conversation with families. We are at capacity in every level of care right now. So call now, reach out now, take a tour now, get the application now, and get on the wait list. That's my best advice for you. If you need information or help, 401-767-3500. Thank you.
All right, Melissa, thanks. And the Coffee and program will continue. We're going to get to the note when we come back.
You're tuned to WOON AM and FM.
They say in business you don't last very long if you don't know what you're doing. And if that's the case, we must know a thing or two at the Carew Investment Group, because we've been in the business since 1987, helping people just like you with their investments. At the Carew Investment Group, we employ a conservative approach to client portfolios by using only the best quality companies available, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We look for opportunities that we expect to go up in value not every day, but over time. And we take our responsibilities seriously and always place our clients first in any investment decision. If you'd like to know more or would like a free portfolio review of your current holdings, you can call Paul or Ed at 765-8880. Our office is located at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island, and we'd love to meet you and see if we can help you with your investing journey. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
The Coffee and panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
WOON AM and FM.
Coffee and on ON. Thanks for joining us this morning. Joe Callahan here with Tim Draper and Melissa Smith. Note called in at 766-1240. It is directed to you, Melissa. So
Oh, boy. Dun, dun, dun.
And he did not let me preview this, even though I begged him.
Just said it to Melissa. So what happened to your prediction for Taylor and Travis that you said they would not get married at Madison Square Garden, and they did get married at Madison Square Garden. So
I'm sticking to my theory that they were not officially married.
Well, Adam
Madison
Sandler
Square
did the
Garden.
ceremony,
That
so
is
that's just a civil thing.
I'm so cringed on all of this, but no, I still
but the
feel
a ceremony took place at
something happened
MSG.
there, and I think it was a party. But I'm still convinced that the actual wedding, I feel like, might have been Memorial Day weekend, which was rumored at the time, and I'm standing behind that because I just feel like her family, like her mom, her dad, her brother, and his family, same thing, are very family based, and I feel like it would have been a complete shot against them to have been such a public affair at Madison Square Garden. But I'll leave it at that.
Okay. But you know what's amazing to me is, first of all, I think I'm Taylor Swift out at the moment.
I'm exhausted too, and I'm a fan.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Everybody,
myself.
stop talking about it. But I'm amazed at how locked down all the information is. There's nothing. There's no
leaks.
images from inside the place. There's some AI generated images, but
fully controlled.
Oh, I saw
can't
that with
believe it. So that leads me to think that this is going to be some sort of a movie.
It will be. I feel the same way. And ironically, someone had rumored online about she did her last 2 concerts through Disney Plus and made a ton of money through doing that. And so all of a sudden this week, Disney Plus has been replaying the Eras Tour and the last concert that was filmed and broadcast. But anyways, it makes me think, okay, probably. And then she's talking about doing a permanent residency in Vegas.
At the Sphere.
At the Sphere. And so all these things are lining up a little too organized and planned. So then if you're a Swiftie, you think something else is happening. She's got like all these Easter eggs. That's what she's known for.
Yeah.
Like something else is going on. What is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Very, very, very
I think I'm
talented
over it.
PR
But
people.
going your lockdown thing. So my husband went to the Masters years ago. And they have the ability to literally lock you down from any footage, right? Like they collect your phones, they bag
put it
them.
in the bag.
Yep. And I feel like that's all they had to do.
Well, they had them all sign the non-disclosure
NDA,
agreement, so.
Yeah. So
they
who
stuck to
knows?
it.
But yeah, I'm actually over her a little bit myself right now, and it's more about Travis because I think he's kind of just tacky, and he's taken her down her, his tacky wagon.
Well, I heard very little about Travis's whole part in this. It really has all been about her.
Well, some of the people that were there, I think, were more him than her. But
definitely.
I don't know. I'm acting like we're best friends, and I would know that. Who knows? Whatever. They seem happy. I hope it lasts. Honestly, I hope we're not sitting here in 5 years.
That's what I love.
And she's been spoofed. I don't want that either for her.
It's the whole. Hey, the happily ever after. I'm like, till 5 years from now when they realize they're incompatible.
Because her history of relationships is like she dives in. Like she's got 3, 4 year, 5 year relationships, had a couple of very serious long ones. Yep. And he's just a little too flashy for he's a little tacky.
Well, okay.
But whatever. You do you, Taylor.
I did see a very funny AI generated photo. And it had Taylor in a tuxedo and had Travis in a wedding dress. I said, now that's funny.
Yes.
That's humorous.
Mrs. Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's basically what they were saying. So, all right, other things going on a little bit closer to home. So they had the guy that they had to wrestle to the ground. Well, not to the ground, to the boat at the Block Island Ferry because there was a ruckus on the ferry, and so much so that they turned the ferry around. Well, it'd be quicker to turn around, bring him back, than to go all the way to Narragansett. So that's what they did. And so he's from Wakefield, and he pleaded no contest to whatever charges he was given. Right. Just no contest, and they said, okay, Judge, gavelled 90 days at the ACI.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So that's where because he also violated his probation for getting in a fight.
Okay.
So that's part of it too. He was arrested back in 2021 on a DUI that also resulted in injury. So he was supposed to be on probation, which maybe involved not drinking, and I understand he might have been intoxicated. So so he was given 90 days at the ACI. So there you go, and. So our Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, to get a little political, and the 2 senators from Massachusetts, Warren and Markey, that's our guy up there in Maine.
Oh yeah,
named
go get him.
Graham Plattner.
Get rid of Susan Collins.
He's our guy. And then what?
Yeah, he's not our guy.
He's not our guy. He's not our guy anymore.
No.
He's been accused. He hasn't been convicted of anything, but he was accused. He's been accused of sexually assaulting a woman almost 5 years ago. This woman. And now I thought there was 2 women that came forward, but there were. It is 2. That's what I thought.
This latest one though was the most public. The other one was a Republican, and they said, "Oh,
Republican woman."
Yeah.
She's making it up.
Well, that's what they're saying. She's a Republican, so this is all political. That's why. They ignored it. Well, this woman's actually a Democrat.
Okay.
And she came out and said, "This is what happened." And I didn't want to go without letting people know that.
Yeah.
And, make up your own mind. She actually said she believes in his politics, but wanted everybody to know the full facts about him.
What kind of a person he is. Okay.
And so it was, all of a sudden now we believe the second person because of the political, but we don't believe the first person. One. So I just find it rather interesting that that's the way that goes.
Okay. But nothing from Jack Reed. At least nothing official
Jack
yet.
Reed's sort of staying out of some of that stuff, which is good. I think he should.
Did he not endorse him to begin with?
I don't think I ever heard whether Jack Reed did or didn't.
Oh, okay.
I don't
so
know.
He doesn't have to withdraw his support when he never supported him in the first place. So
I think it was a question of the guy's character to begin with.
Yeah. So that's just around here. It's around the country too. They're calling for this guy to drop out of the race.
I'm kind of surprised, and I'm kind of surprised that there's such a fervor to throw Susan Collins out of the Senate. Like, she's the worst person on the planet.
She goes against Trump more often.
Yeah, she's the most moderate Republican you have. That's the person you want in Congress, is somebody who's willing to compromise a little bit here to get some things done. Instead, it's all about
you're on the wrong party.
You have to win the Senate back, so that means throwing everybody out that you can get out, and she's vulnerable for whatever reason. But I don't know whether that's going to be the case now with this guy, because they have to now the Democratic Party in Maine, I think, if he drops out before July 23rd, they get to pick the next candidate. They get to pick the next person rather than go through a primary, I think.
Well,
can we
talk
about the fact that I'm getting a little fatigued in politics of finding out that candidates have participated in bad choices, bad decisions, offensive decisions, but we don't hold those that have been elected into office
to the same standard.
Right. And it makes me laugh in some ways, because we're talking about someone who's just running for office.
Yeah.
We have how many people that are actually in office, including our president, that's been accused of the same,
who have been convicted
of the same, and nobody wants to get riled up on that. So I this is what makes me want to throw my hands up. Like, we just need a complete blow up to politics, because it's important to me as a mom and the morals and values that we're instilling in our children, and that next generation coming through, to not witness this stuff and see this stuff and hear about this stuff and not say, you're not for me. I don't care if I like your politics, your choices, and like, all of that matters. That chemical makeup from whether you did something in your 20s, and I don't care if you're 40 now, it's part of your past, but it is a big stamp on your past. I want good human beings in general in this world. Yeah. And I don't want people walking around thinking, well, I'll never get caught. I can do whatever I want to do. And look, this guy got into office and he acted this way, so I'm not caring about that in my 20s. I'll worry about that in my 40s. Like, it's just all yucky. Sorry for the mini rant.
No,
I just think if anyone's listening that's of a younger age, like, smarten up.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't be stupid.
Tim, remember when we had a comedian from New Hampshire and Maine, Justin McKinney on?
I see it. Yeah.
Okay. Justin's father just passed away.
Oh, no.
I don't know if you heard that yet. And so I'm reading his...
When did that happen?
Within the last week.
Because he was up in New Hampshire at Lincoln.
But I read his father's obituary.
Yep.
And, fascinating life. But he talked about, this comes back to politics and why people don't trust politics anymore. When his father was in high school, he ran for president of his class. Okay? And it came down to him and the other person in a virtual tie.
Yep.
So instead of having a runoff, the school just decided, well, the other person had better attendance, so they got it. And he goes, this thing is rigged.
Yeah.
And so it upset him so much, he quit school.
Really?
That's it. I am done with this.
Yeah.
And he also said he was done with politics at that point as well. He did eventually get his GED a little later on.
Yeah.
But he goes, the world is just rigged against us kind of thing. I'm like, wow.
That's funny. I can see how Justin would have made that a great comedy bit.
Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Oh, by the way, do you know who this guy is, Justin McKinney?
I feel like he called in when we were on the air one time.
He did.
Yeah.
We had him call. Okay.
So I do remember.
And he has that whole story about going to Clark's Train Bears up in New Hampshire, and the crazy Wolfman coming out yelling at the train. It's a hysterically funny bit.
Yeah.
He goes, but he's met the Wolfman.
Oh, is he really?
Now there's a picture with him, and it's very nice. It's just a character, and I'm not really that guy, kind of thing.
Didn't you do a fundraiser down here for the fire department?
Yeah,
that's what it was.
He was at the Elks from North Smithfield. So up in Massachusetts, the nurses are on strike at Brigham and Women's Hospital.
I think that's my cousin's
It's
wife.
a one-day strike.
Oh.
However, the powers that be have brought in other nurses. 4,000. Nope, the 4,000 are on strike. Sorry about that.
Wow.
So they brought in like 1,200 to take over. But when you bring in these nurses from outside, you have to take them in for 5 days. So these other nurses, the union nurses, are only striking for a day. Well, no, you're getting 5 days off because we're paying these other people to be here for 5 days, and we're not going to pay them not to work.
Right.
So that's what they want more money, by the way, and something to do with they want more contribution to their health care.
To their retirement or health care.
I don't know if it's retirement, but more money and more to their health care. So,
but
that's what's going on at Brigham and Women's up in
healthcare
Boston.
is just such a problem.
It sure is.
Nurses are so important, and they are just so overworked. And
yes,
if you've been to an emergency room in the last 2 years, and you've waited the 4.5 hours in the waiting room or longer. And you just know that these people are just burned out, and they're in some cases just going through the motions. It's a good thing that they've been trained, because they're just they can't even give the level of compassion and empathy that they really probably want to give, but they just can't.
It used to be. So I've shared in the air before. I used to work for Care New England before leaving 8 years ago and working for St. Antoine, but I was tied to Memorial Hospital and then Care New England during that merger. And there used to be incentives to work in a hospital, right? The major benefit and draw for me even to take the job with Memorial 20 years ago was I didn't have to contribute anything to my health benefits. And if I saw providers in system, I had no copay, I had nothing out of pocket. And for a lot of people working in healthcare, that was a big draw. And that's when we were doing the best. That's when you had the best quality staff. You didn't have to tolerate bad behavior. You'd be like, you don't like your job? Pfft, leave. We'll find someone else to replace you in no time. So people were accountable to holding their job, to wanting to stay there. At the time that I was leaving, and this is not why I left, so I want to be very clear. that started to change about like the last year that I was there. We were now going to have to start to contribute. It was minor. It was minimal compared to what I pay now working out a hospital system. But I know that in my 8 years since I've left, it has grown each year. But rightfully, I get it. The Blue Crosses of the world and the United Health of the world, all of their expenses have gone up. They have to go somewhere. Yeah. But the fact that the hospitals haven't continued to absorb that, to retain good quality staff and make that a real competitive advantage, it blows my mind. I feel like bring that back. Bring that mindset back, because I bet it will draw nurses and CNAs to work back at the hospital environment again, but also to maybe not strike as often as it's happening. I mean, you're talking about a few dollars more an hour that they're probably looking for, or for less out-of-pocket contribution to their benefits. I don't know the terms of what they're looking for, but it's that. It's like we need to get back to, if you're in healthcare, you should be getting healthcare benefits for free. There should be a perk to that. Be a perk. You know, because their work is hard. COVID proved that, and you got to look at retention somehow, and it can't just be climbing the dollar per hour, because now you're outbidding yourselves. You've got it's become out of control. I just know that from even where I am. It's like I think they deserve every dollar they're making, but there's people that are also working in other capacities that are getting frozen for pay increases because they're not direct care workers.
Hold that thought, Tim, because we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program. We'll get back to this when we come back. Time for the forecast, brought to us by Mattress Warehouse of Providence.
Increasing sunshine today with a high of 83 degrees and a slight breeze from the north. Tonight, mostly clear skies, overnight low of 63 with a southerly breeze. Thursday's weather, mostly sunny with a high of 88 degrees, heat index values as high as 95. Friday, a mostly sunny day with a high of 89 degrees and a 60% chance of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon and early evening. Saturday, mostly sunny at 84. Sunday, sunshine and 85. Monday, sunshine and 86. And on Tuesday, sunny skies, high near 88 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, sunny skies and 64 degrees. Buy one, get one free on select mattresses at Mattress Warehouse. Plus, get a free adjustable base with select purchases. Enter to win a $100 gas card or a bed gear bundle. Plus, one lucky winner gets their purchase made free up to $5,000.
Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogies with onions and what they call dirty sour cream. Or pick up golubki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported foods. Open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m., Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. It's Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. Follow us on Facebook and learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street, Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
We all know that Rhode Island has a hands-free law for cell phone use. Did you know that a new distracted driving law prohibits other use of a cell phone while driving? No texting, no surfing, no selfies. Only mounted devices may be used, and only for navigation. As always, the use of any mobile device is prohibited for drivers under 18. Make safe driving your only distraction. A message from the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association and the Rhode Island Police Chiefs Association.
ON Radio. ON Worldwide.
It is Coffee In on ON. We thank you for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan with Melissa Smith and Tim Draper. And Tim, time for our first message from Navigant Credit Union.
Thank you, Joe. This month we've been really celebrating our Embark account. Actually, last month and this month. This is a time when your kids are getting ready. I don't want to even say going back to school, but the reality is it's going to happen in a couple months.
6 weeks?
6 weeks. So if you you want to help your young person start to develop really good financial habits, and that starts with saving and spending on a disciplined way. So the Embark account is a tool that we have at the credit union that allows you or allows your young person to understand and see where the money is coming and going. We use our digital online tools to really help them understand, hey, listen, this is what you put into your account. That's what you've spent. This is what you've spent it on. If you even want to use the budgeting tool and say, listen, I'm going to put $20 a month in there for coffee or whatever that number is, and you can track how much you've spent towards that goal. Again, helping your young person set parameters and goals and be disciplined about how they manage their finances, because they're going to get thrown into a world where things are going to come at them fast, and they really need to have an understanding of what's going on when they get out of high school. The immediate thing is the first credit card applications start coming in, and so many kids think that that's free money for some reason. Like, oh, I can get a card, they're going to be $500. Great, this is fantastic. Oh, what? I got to pay that back? Yeah, that's a loan, and it's 24% interest on that loan. So, helping them understand those things are really important. And the Embark account is just a small step that allows you as a parent or guardian to work with your child and help them understand good financial habits. So if you're interested in opening an Embark account, it is very simple. It's $10 to open it up, just like every other account at Navigant Credit Union. You are on the account with the child, so you certainly still have control. But more importantly, you're going to help give them control. So Navigant Credit Union, navigantcu.org is the website, and 233-4700 is our contact center.
Did you want to say something else about the healthcare before I cut you off?
No, I think I was just saying to Melissa that you would think that it would be easy for hospitals to offer better healthcare because they're kind of in the industry. Mm-hmm. It's like if I work at an automotive repair center, I'm gonna get a discount on the parts, and I'm gonna probably just do the labor myself, or get my friends to do the labor, which would be a whole lot less expensive. So there's a perk involved at a lot of places where you work.
Yeah.
So you would think that a hospital in the healthcare industry would be able to do that, but they have to have health insurance managers like Blue Cross Blue Shield and United and all those guys, I guess, just like everybody else.
I was reading an article last week about a woman. I'm just sharing this publicly because I thought, geez, I wish this would be blasted everywhere so people knew to do this. This woman was talking about how she had just had a baby and she had just gotten her bills in from the hospital, and they were almost $6,000 out of pocket expenses. And I laughed inside because I was like, oh my God, my babies were free. I had my babies both at Women and Infants. It was part of the Care New England system. How blessed was I? I paid nothing.
Yeah.
And that is such a gift. And I can see that reading this article from this woman. Anyway, she goes on to say, she was giving a tip to people who were reading her article, that she reached out to the hospital and she basically negotiated with them. She's like, if I pay you over the phone right now 100% for my bill, will you give me a discount? And evidently this is a thing that people do, which I had no idea. And the woman said, if you pay me right now over the phone, I will take half off your bill.
Wow.
So her hospital stay now out of pocket was $3,000 versus $6,000. Right. And I thought to myself, how many people don't even know that you can pick up a phone and argue?
Yeah.
When I had my accident 2 years ago, I did the same thing for my ambulance bill, and I was able to slice it down. And I think people don't know to get on the phone and argue it or question it. If you're in a financial position where maybe it sounds like I can't afford $6,000, but I can call them and say, I am willing to pay you right now over the phone this amount of money. Will you accept that and wipe the rest of mine clean? They might actually do that with you. Yeah. And I think there's some advantage to at least making the attempt and advocating for yourself, because healthcare, it is very expensive right now, but also they spend a lot of time and energy, these hospital entities, on tracking down those dollars.
Yeah.
And going to court and having people,
lots of legal bills.
Exactly.
Lots of
so they're carrying a lot of money as well.
Right.
So they know that, what, if I can get payment from you, even if it's half, I'll take it versus
having to go through all, because it'll cost me $10,000 to go.
So get on the phone and advocate for yourself if you can. They might be willing to give you a discount.
Now, the union nurses up there in Boston at Brigham and Women's, they are demanding a 3% pay raise for the first 6 months, and then a 4% raise for the following 12 months of the contract.
Wow.
Reasonable, not reasonable? Sounds like a lot.
It depends, I guess, where they're starting from.
Compared to the average employer, it's a lot right now. I feel like average employer is like a 2-3% raise these days.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. Some of them are just flat.
Hold it flat.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what's going on with it.
Increased.
Back to the credit union, and I still remember getting my very first credit card in 18 or whatever it was. And you know what my credit limit was?
$500.
$300.
$300. Well, they you know what?
Look at that.
There are credit cards out there, ours included, that are secured. So if you had, let's say you had $500 in your savings account, and you wanted a credit card so that you could help build your credit, because that really is still important, everybody. You really want to manage your credit score.
Yeah.
One of the ways to do it, of course, is to get a credit. It's to get credit, use it, and use it right. So you charge something, and then you pay it off. Then you charge something, and you pay it off. And the more times you do that,
my father told me that,
the better score you're going to get.
Yeah.
And that $300 becomes $500 in a year.
It did.
It becomes they see you have a good habit.
Now it's $1,000. Yeah.
Right? Because they know that you can manage it.
Yeah.
The problem is the credit card offers that go to college kids when they're in the dormitories at 2:00 in the morning, and somebody needs a Domino's pizza, so they're signing their life away, and they're ordering $300 worth of pizza for them and all their friends.
Domino's pizza, please.
Sorry,
Grubhub with their bougie deliveries.
House of Pizza too, whatever. You know, they just
anyone that delivers,
right, and then they max out the card. They can't use it anymore, so they put it aside. They forget the fact that they're now going to get a bill, which is probably going to their parents' house.
Yep.
Their parents are going, "Hey, you got mail here," which they're not going to get.
Right.
So it's just a.
I forgot what this was a commercial a few years ago, where they gave this on a credit card. Use it for emergencies at college.
Yeah.
And then the parents show up at the dorm with the bill.
Yeah.
He's standing there in snorkel gear in his dorm room.
I do remember that commercial.
I said,
Oh my
that's
gosh,
funny.
we were laughing because my kids have Navigant accounts,
Yep.
so they get their monthly statement. Whatever, my kid's away at college, I get it in the mail, and I just skim it.
Yeah.
I'm not being nosy. I don't even bring anything up to her. Well, we finally did a couple weeks ago. Brought up some of the charges that we saw during the school year, and I was like,
Yeah.
What is this?
you know, why do you need an insomnia cookie delivered at 10 o'clock on a Thursday night? Like, what is it?
Because it's convenient.
You know, and all those things.
Insomnia cookie. I
And
love
then,
it.
and so my husband and I are chuckling afterwards because it was all kinds of. A lot of it is just Ubers and food deliveries is
Okay.
essentially what it is. And we're laughing afterwards of the difference in our lives as college students because
yeah.
do you remember? Well, I don't know about you guys. I went to UNH, so you had like a little downtown area with food delivery, and that was like some college kid's job was to deliver food to the dorms.
Yeah.
And one of them had late night ice cream service. So I just remember this kid would like come into the lobby with his big cooler, and all of these kids would come down from the dorm. Like you all somehow knew. I don't know. We didn't get calls, texts, whatever that they
Right,
were
there's
there.
no social
but we all
media.
knew. Went down. And we were all paying with cash and quarters.
Right.
Yes,
Like our laundry
cash.
money was basically being used
Ice
for
cream.
you know,
100%.
piecing it together with your roommate, sharing an ice cream, whatever. But it's so different now. It's money is liquid to them. It's
Yes.
It just
Used
it's-
to-
I want a cookie. I'm
It's
going to
not-
pay
it's
$10
not
to have it
real.
delivered versus $2 going for a drive down
You
the
could
street.
almost go at any time to one of the cafeterias or one of the food places on campus somewhere, right? That was generally open late.
Yes.
So, and you can
Yes,
just
you
use
could,
your card, right? Your college ID, and you put your money down because you got a little food plan, and you know, Uber costs you twice the amount of money that it.
But
For
they
me,
don't
I would
care.
only use Uber if I've been exhausted all day and I'm like,
Yeah.
I just don't want to do anything, and then my wife and I are like, we don't want to cook, so it's like, okay, let's just use not Uber, but what's the other one that they have?
Lyft?
Lyft or
No, it's anyway, Grubhub.
Grubhub,
So
okay.
you know, call Grub. You know, get wings from Fitzy's or something
it's
like that.
lazy, Tim. Call
It's
it what
lazy.
it is.
It's
I
100%
was on like
lazy.
university
But I don't do it
campus
every
with
weekend.
miles and miles a day walking to and from class.
Right.
I mean, we're talking. I probably did like 30,000 steps a day on my
Right.
average day. My kid goes to a school of like 3,000 kids.
Yeah.
It's consolidated. It's
Yeah.
small, and the amount
Orders
of
Uber
whining
Eats.
and right.
And sits
Exactly.
in the dorm or the lounge and has it delivered, hand delivered. So
Could
and paid
literally
twice as much for
walk
it.
to that
And don't
cookie
care.
shop
Right.
and back, and still not a broken
See, this
sweat.
is the value of money that we talk about.
My
Yes.
my daughter goes to Bridgewater State. They have little robots that will deliver the food for you from the dorms. I'm from the cafeteria
Really?
and
Yeah.
from very localized businesses.
yeah.
It's a.
I mean,
it's a.
well,
it's like that
A-
commercial you might see with the little machine
Yeah.
with the flag, so
Yep.
you don't run it over. And they're crisscrossing all
Yeah.
over campus
Yeah.
to bring it to your dorm. And here's your food.
You know what, Joe? They're stressed. They are.
Oh, yeah.
These college
Oh, yeah.
kids are stressed.
I
They
hear
have
that.
a lot on their
I
plate.
hear
They
that a lot,
they
yeah.
don't have time to go to the dining hall and get dinner.
I
They
know.
have to have it brought
to
them.
them.
Yeah.
Oh, just unbelievable to me. Yeah.
All right.
Even your kids are kind
Technology's
of far
cool.
removed from this now.
I know they
older.
are.
They probably would laugh too.
Yeah, I
10
think
years
they
ago,
would.
did they have robots
Like,
delivering.
Robots
So my
deliver the
daughter
food.
teaches at Stonehill,
Yeah.
right? Teaches a class, and she's laughing at these kids that are in the class.
Yeah.
But they're not a whole lot younger than she is.
Mm-hmm.
But she's just like, oh my God, am I that old? I'm
Yes.
just,
She's
honey, you
separated
are
from
10
them.
years
Fast.
removed from college.
Yes.
So.
It happens fast, doesn't it?
All right, from the things could always be worse department. You know, you think your town is not doing so great. No, they're doing everything wrong. The Massachusetts State Police are filing a criminal complaint application against the mayor of Brockton.
Oh, I heard about that this morning.
I
Boston
didn't
Herald
know that.
reports the application seeks an assault and battery charge against Mayor Moises Rodriguez. This comes from an alleged interaction with a high school student in Brockton, and that all happened at the graduation where the mom was yelling at him at
The student or
graduation.
the mayor?
Met the mayor.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. The case is awaiting clerk's magistrate's hearing. Rodriguez's office says the mayor is fully cooperating with the review process.
See, now that's one of those things.
So something's up there in Mass.
That
Brockton.
guy's buttons got pushed, I am sure, to the very edge, and it just sometimes you just snap, and it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're a violent person. It just means that this punk kid probably, and the punk kid's parents were yelling at him for whatever reason, being disrespectful, and you can control yourself for only so long, I think.
Well, the mom was yelling at him at graduation saying, you know what you did. And I think it had to do with her daughter, but I'm not positive on that either. So
again,
there's something going on in beautiful downtown Brockton. All right. The good news is, you want the good news?
I would love some good news,
We know that
Joe.
the Scottish soccer fans gave $10,000 to Hasbro Children's Hospital.
Correct.
Yes.
In Providence. Up in Massachusetts, the Scottish soccer fans are donating $15,000 to Massachusetts students. Members of the Tartan Army saved money by using the Massachusetts public school buses to transport over 500 fans to the World Cup matches at the stadium in Foxborough.
Yeah.
The money is going to Massachusetts Child, a charity run by the Massachusetts Teachers Association. The charity helps students in need with books, backpacks, clothing, and other supplies. The Scottish fans say they wanted to thank the area for its warm welcome. Here's $15,000.
Let me tell you something. If we don't capitalize on that relationship that just sort of bloomed during this soccer thing, we would.
What an opportunity missed, huh?
Well, Kraft is working on that, right? He's looking at trying to get a game out there.
He wants a game in Scotland.
And I feel like that might actually bring a lot of local Bostonians
out to Scotland.
Out there to
I
Scotland.
might go to a game in Scotland if I thought I could
see what's there.
Yeah.
So they use public school buses for transportation instead of the large.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
buses,
those big guys? Like even one on a seat.
In their skirts.
But like
they're kilts. I know it's a kilt. I know it's a kilt.
No way it was two per seat.
And they're bagpipes.
And
so the bagpipes are one seat, Scotsman in the other.
It's a
Scotsman clad in kilt.
Kilt, you freak.
Oh, and you know what they were?
What movie is that? Do you know what movie that's from?
How I'm Not Married Ex.
Nope.
Do
you know what movie that's from?
No, but I feel like as soon as you say it, I'm going to know it.
It's
The Grinch.
Oh.
How the Grinch
I wasn't thinking that, actually.
I was not thinking that. You're right. That's exactly
yelling at his dog.
Right.
It's a kilt,
It's a kilt, you freak.
All right, we're going to take a break on the Coffee and program. More coming your way. So, Tim, time for a second message from Navigant Credit Union, please.
Thanks, Joe. Folks, we have our golf tournament coming up. It's the Navigant Credit Union Charitable Foundation's first annual golf tournament. And while tickets are selling great and sponsorships are selling great, there are opportunities if you want to help participate and support our foundation and all its charitable works. If you want to buy a T-sign, something pretty simple. It's a $250 cost. We'll put your family name on it and display it at the golf tournament and show everybody out there that you are one of the many who support the foundation and the great charitable works it does. And if you're wondering what those things are, we support things right here in the city of Woonsocket from CCF and the Community Care Alliance to our Aging Well program and some of the other great programs here in the city. And we want to continue to do that because there's a lot of organizations in Woonsocket that we haven't gotten to yet, and I'm sure that we'll try to get to them all as time goes by. But the more money that we can raise for our through our golf tournaments and other activities that we do, the more we can do those types of activities. So again, if you're interested in helping out, fantastic. We'd love it. Go to the website, navigantcu.org, and we'll have a link up there in the banner section for you to click on and go right to a place where you can purchase a T-sign, use your credit card if you want. I'll pick up the fee. You don't even have to pay for the fee. So navigantcu.org.
All right, Tim, thanks. More of Coffee and coming up.
The best variety of music. ON 1240.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-714-9090. That's 800-714-9090.
What if you could get access to GLP-1 weight loss treatments for just $39? With Selfie, you can access doctor-guided GLP-1 weight loss treatments and a personalized weight loss program for up to 80 to 90% less than name brand prices, 100% online, and the medication is delivered straight to your door. No long waits, no paying thousands out of pocket. Available with or without insurance. Just one simple way to get started. Text GOAL to 797979 to see if you qualify. That's GOAL to 797979.
Christmas in July returns to Cellos in Woonsocket to benefit the St. Anne's Cultural Center on Sunday, July 12th. This family-friendly event will feature tropical holiday music, Christmas decor, and of course, Santa. Dine at Cello's and be entered to win special prizes including a 55-inch TV, a gas grill, and tickets to the Polar Express. To participate, pick up a sponsor card at these supporting businesses: Bealo's Flowers, The Honey Shop, Creative Impressions, Little General on Cumberland Hill Road, Missy's Family Restaurant, Pine Swamp Place, Timeless Antiques, Vaux's True Value Hardware, or print the card from the St. Arts Cultural Center website.
ON AM and FM.
All right, Coffee Ann on ON. Thanks for joining us this morning. My name's Joe Callahan, here with Melissa Smith and Tim Draper. And in Massachusetts, along the coast, scientists say they're unsure why lion's mane jellyfish are filling up the Massachusetts coast. Sightings have been reported on the North Shore, on the South Shore, and along the Cape. So basically everywhere. Lion's mane jellyfish.
Lion's mane, like, is the name of the jellyfish.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the jellyfish don't just float, they don't swim, they just can bob along. Experts believe it's a combination of ocean currents and the wind, but they can't say for sure why so many of them are here. Now, here's the problem. Lifeguards are urging beachgoers to avoid the jellyfish because you could get stung.
Yeah, great.
And now here's the other thing. If you do get stung, you're supposed to rinse the area that's got stung with seawater and not fresh water. So let's pour salt on the wound, is what you're saying to do. That'll be a good time.
I don't,
I love when they say avoid. How do you avoid it? You're swimming and it's right near you.
I used to love the beach as a kid, and now I'm a more of a lake guy. Let me go to a lake and
but then people are like, I hate lakes.
I know.
You've got algae, and then you've got water moccasins, and you got all the other things that I don't know.
All right. In Rhode Island,
that's where I go.
In Rhode Island, they arrested 55 people for DUI over the 4th of July
that
weekend.
Seems like a lot.
I believe it.
It's actually 2 less than last year.
Really? Okay.
Now in Massachusetts, they arrested 42 people for operating under the influence. But here's the difference. It's the timing. Rhode Island started arresting people, or considered the 4th of July weekend, on Thursday, July 2nd at 6 p.m. They went all the way to Monday, the 6th, at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
So 5 days. In Massachusetts, nope, the time is from July 3rd to July 5th. So they actually had more concentrated drunk driving arrests in Massachusetts than they did in Rhode Island.
Did Rhode Island do that because the men's soccer game was Thursday night, and so wasn't men's soccer on Thursday night?
Yeah, I think it was Thursday night.
I wonder if they, because we had our viewing tents in Providence were open on that Thursday night, were they not? People were down there.
And I bet they didn't do it in Massachusetts because
they didn't have that.
And they didn't want to get
and that
all
is
those
why. Look at us
records,
solving mysteries.
We're data people.
Yep.
Solving mysteries.
And
we're making
I
stuff
totally
up
high-fived myself just now.
All right. I don't know if this affects you at all, but the Boston Fleet, the women's professional hockey team, is moving. They were always the last 3 years. Yeah,
I feel like
3 seasons. They played at the Songus Arena, which is in Lowell.
Okay,
and they have decided to move to the Aganis Arena on the campus of Boston University. So it's actually a little closer.
They're in Boston.
They want to be in Boston, hopefully to attract more people. Now they had a sellout crowd when they played at the Garden.
Yep.
No, when they had one game at the Garden.
Oh, that's right. And
it was a sellout.
Yep.
So we're gonna hopefully attract more people, basically from the south. You know how we are.
Yeah.
All the way to Lowell.
Up 495.
I know. So they want more people from the city, the South Shore, and people from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm not going to Lowell, which is so far away.
But you could take the T and get the Green Line and be out at the...
We'll go to the Aganis Arena that's right at BU.
I think women's hockey's going to be one of those next...
I do, too.
Women's basketball, women's hockey.
Yep, women's lacrosse.
It's about time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay, cool.
I happen to have a lot of friends with daughters that play hockey in this area, and I have to tell you, like, right up through South Shore. So they go pretty far for some of their games and practice schedules as well. But South Shore area is very popular.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in that whole, like, Braintree, Weymouth belt.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I always laugh if you can
Closer to the
go to a women's soccer game, women's hockey game, and if you can sit close to the ice where you can hear what the players say to each other.
Yeah.
It is hysterical what girls will say to each other.
But they're not as... I don't find them as violent.
No, because they can't...
As the boy.
Well, they can check, but they can't fight. There's no fighting allowed. You're thrown out of the game if you fight. Plus, they're wearing a full cage.
So it's
thing.
It's a lot more... I find it to be finesseful.
Okay.
Right? It's a lot more finesse
Yeah.
in the women's game than it is in the guys'
You're
game.
comparing the same as women's soccer and men's soccer. There's less drama.
There's
like
less
the
drama.
guys like the flopping and the
Yeah.
hitting and the
Right.
the
yeah.
girls are just
That's
getting down
the
to
fun-
business.
That's
like
the best
they're-
part about this whole thing. Every time you're
flopping.
watching
The
the
flopping.
men's soccer,
I've been hit.
I saw some guy who literally, when they showed it in slow motion, I went like this, and the guy fell on the
Yeah.
ground, grabbed his shoulder, and is rolling around.
Not even holding the right body
Until
part.
Are you kidding me?
until the card comes out, then they pop right up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It worked.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Slowed the game down.
You're probably not going to know who this is, Melissa, because
Which
Tim and I
must
are
mean that
so much
we're
older
old.
than you. But Tim, Mary Hartman passed away.
Oh no, Mary Hartman.
Yeah. See, you have no idea.
I
what
know
we're
the
talking
name.
about?
Good, but
Well,
give me
it's an
context.
the actress is Louise Lasser.
Right, and I wasn't
Is
able
her
to watch
name.
Mary Hartman. That was not
Appropriate?
My parents would not allow me
It was-
to watch Mary
it
Hartman.
was a
Plus
night-
it was late. I think it was.
It was on
weeknight.
11:30,
Yeah,
right?
it was a weeknight.
And was it supposed to be funny?
Yeah.
Okay, it was like a late night soap opera.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was on late night. It was called Mary Hartman, and Louise Lasser played the
Mary
title
Hartman.
character, played Mary Hartman.
Yep.
But Louise passed away, natural causes, on Monday at her home. She was 87.
Yeah.
So wow. So okay. Mary Hartman in the 1970s. She received an Emmy nomination in 1976 for that role. She was married to Woody Allen. I didn't know that. In the 1960s, and she was the voice of Sukiyaki in the 1966 film What's Up, Tiger Lily. That was a Woody Allen movie, I think. But so yeah,
Well, that's why Woody Allen made movies with actresses and then married them.
yeah.
Until he married their
Until she
daughters.
adopted them and then married them. Talk about bizarre.
Talk about a weird guy,
Yeah.
weird dude.
Let's see. Is this a good thing? The city.
Are we not going to talk about the building collapsing in New York?
Oh, it didn't collapse, right?
No, it did not
is it
collapse.
swaying?
Well,
They fixed it. I just saw it on
I know
the
they
news before I came.
they evacuated everybody.
They've reinforced, or they're trying to reinforce it. But if you look at the videos
Oh, it's
from
scary.
the inside, I'm like,
I would not
why
move
are you
in there.
standing in there?
Yeah.
Why?
I would not move in there. So I guess they added additional floors, and that's why the beams inside bent.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking,
Yeah. Like,
you're not going
holy
to convince
mackerel.
me. This is all
Did
over
some
the news.
engineer not
I'm not moving in there
calculate-
now.
I know.
There's
yeah.
no way.
Nope.
So it used to be, what did they say?
It was a Pfizer building.
Pfizer building.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
And then they
Okay.
added additional floors, and it's supposed to be like residential. But
Right.
I'm telling you, it's all over the news. Heck no, I'm pulling out my deposit. No
Yeah.
way, Jose.
Yeah.
So here's more, and people keep doing this, and they keep getting caught at it, and I don't know why they keep doing it, thinking they're not going to get caught. And it's a man from Philadelphia. He was arrested in New Jersey, which is they're near each other. A Philadelphia man's getting 5 years probation after admitting to putting cameras in boardwalk public restrooms in Ocean City, Maryland, or New Jersey, Ocean City, New Jersey. Why do
is
you,
there a big
buddy,
underground
keep
culture for
doing
that?
this?
Yeah, is there a big because it's not like you can hide him.
But why was he only given 5 years probation?
Oh, probation. Should have spent some time in jail.
That's like the guy that body slammed the woman over there in Attleboro. Only got a 5 year suspended sentence. He broke her leg.
Yeah.
And a skull injury.
Yeah. We're going to just...
No time in jail? Not even a fine. Anyway, this guy down in New Jersey, that was a sentence given to Harold Perkins. Prosecutors say he placed 6 cameras in several bathrooms along the boardwalk to capture footage of multiple people before he was arrested in June of last year. He previously pled guilty to 2 counts of invasion of privacy. How do you think you're not going to get caught?
I don't know.
At this, and why are you doing it?
But the problem
I
is
don't know.
the fines apparently are not strong enough.
Well, it's 5 years probation. Oh, okay, great.
Okay.
Oh,
Just
great.
do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
I won't get
when you're
caught again.
Sick and twisted, that's what you do. Until you
Yes.
spend time in jail, and the people who don't like that kind of stuff in jail will take care of
Oh,
it.
boy.
Down in Roanoke, Virginia, they are removing all previously installed gunshot detection devices.
Why?
Roanoke City Manager Val Marie Turner says about 80% of the detectors have been removed and the rest will be removed soon. This comes after an investigation into the devices found most of them were installed in the wrong locations.
Oh.
Okay, that makes more sense.
A Roanoke resident tells a TV station one of the devices was placed on her lawn, even though it was not on the approved location list. That homeowner says she was concerned about her family's privacy after finding the device. The city now says they're not moving forward with any gunshot detection devices unless city council revisits the issue.
Don't they have those in Providence? I thought they had.
I
them in
thought they
Providence.
did. I don't know if they've detected anything. They're supposed to go off if it's a
there's
decibel level thing.
Right. If it's a quick, rapid gunshot sounding thing, it triggers it somehow.
Yeah. And what, the police get notified? And,
Yeah.
and
like
come
in
out
dispatch.
and check it out.
Yeah, go send somebody out there to look.
Well, you got to
So
put
if it was wrongly installed on my lawn, why would that bother me? If it only activates or only turns on if there is a shooting, why would that, as a homeowner, why would I be upset by that?
Worried about your family's privacy?
I think I would
I
say,
don't know.
this is great. It's built-in security that I didn't even pay for.
Yeah.
I mean...
See? That's looking at the positive side.
I don't understand that.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she thought it was a camera, and they're spying on me. There's someone, I forget where it was, where he was arrested for knocking out all those like flock cameras. He says it's against the First Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
You're
so
spying
flock
on
cameras
us.
are like a big controversial topic in my town right now in North Smithfield.
Flock
There's
cameras?
been...
But do you know how many people that's caught? I mean, that's the thing.
how I look at it, but there are people really against it, and I'm thinking, what is the big deal? I mean, I understand people are...
If you're
go
not
back to the
doing anything
privacy.
wrong,
Exactly.
right, then what do you care?
Exactly.
I want
Big Brother
the
thing.
people doing things wrong
So I guess
to
it
get
picks
caught.
up like snapshots of all the license
License plates.
plates, and so they're saying that all
Hey.
of that now lives in the cloud, and people can access all of your residential information. From it.
Anybody out there that thinks that their information is not already in the cloud with
Yeah.
all the information you could
It
possibly
is.
have,
Yeah.
you are sadly mistaken. The world has that.
Unless you're throwing away your phone and not using
Unless you live in a
internet or
cave.
ChatGPT or anything,
Right,
then
you live
maybe-
off the grid, and even then, they know you live off the grid.
All
And who
right.
are they?
Joe's
Everybody.
cutting us
We
off.
have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to run
Did
out.
you not get the
we've
sign
run-
from
we've-
him? I
I
felt
did.
it.
We've run out of time. So we thank you very much for listening in. As always, Melissa Smith, thanks for coming in.
Thank you
Robin
for having
Noter
me.
joins us next
yeah,
week.
Robin next week. See you in a couple weeks, guys.
All right. And Tim Draper, Amanda
Joe,
joins us next
Amanda
week.
joins you next week because I too am on vacation. So
Very cool.
Everybody go out there and
can't.
enjoy the God-given day.
What is happening
I know,
over
he
here?
just
I know,
came back
I'm
from
sorry.
France.
A part-time
sorry.
employee, aren't you?
I know. Ouch. Ouch. Don't tell my boss that.
All right. This is Joe Callahan. Have a great day, everyone. And stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew that coming up after the 9 o'clock news.
You have like
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is